It's a bird.
It's a plane!
It's the Gloop guys.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Gloop Guys Network. Today, we're watching a video about Dr. Mike Diamonds. Now, the video is called 5 Easy Steps to Get 12% Body Fat. The question is, Dr. Tom.
At any age. Any age. You want your 5-year-old to have 12% body fat? Have them watch this video.
Is it just 5
You're
steps?
Years old. You're 80 years old. You want 12% body fat? There's 5 steps for it. I'm curious exactly how true this is.
I'm sure that there's not any more factors than that. I mean, if you really want to whittle it down, calories in, calories out, you should probably exercise. But we're definitely very interested to see what this guy, Dr. Mike Diamonds, has to say. Let's switch over here and let's get going.
5 easy steps to get to 12% body fat at any age.
Easy, baby.
It's 2025 and I'm going to show you how to fast forward your transformation in 5 easy steps. Quickly. I've done this myself 5 times in the last decade. 2 out of the 5 transformations has happened in as little as 60 to 90 days. It's a sustainable and a science-based approach.
I'm going to pause this real quick. Dr. Tom, I'll put it back to just us for a second. Do you think, I think a good question for this video is, can you just maintain a good body weight year round, look good on the beach, look good just normal day to day? Or do you think that you have to do sort of what Dr. Mike was doing there and lose weight and then bulk and cut, bulk and cut, bulk and cut?
That's a good question. I mean, it all depends on what your goals are. Realistically, when you think about it, if your goal is to be, more muscly, then yeah, you're gonna have to go through bulk and cut phases and whatnot. It depends on your mentality with it. I live inside of a bulk and a cut phase in my life, but that's just because it fits my lifestyle and what I like. But you can definitely just walk around in general fitness, completely normal.
I usually don't bulk anymore, at least intentionally, unless I go on a honeymoon and gain a bunch of weight. But I think it's very possible to just maintain a good 15 or 20% body fat, be in pretty good shape, probably in better shape than most people. And that's perfectly healthy. You don't have to cut down to 10 to 12% body fat to be healthy. 12% I think is pretty low too. That's lower than normal, but I guess it's what people look for too. It's more shredded and sexy than maybe a 15 to 20% body fat. But
yeah, that's what I mean by it comes down to lifestyle. I still kind of go through those cycle phases. I like them. It fits me, but you can definitely walk around at 15-20% body fat and be what you said 15% body fat?
I said 15 to 20. I said 50. You're right.
Okay, I want to make sure I said it back the right way. But hey, no, there's nothing wrong with that. All right, let's see what Dr. Mike has to say.
Let's get back into it.
But don't get me wrong. This is simple, but not easy. I'm gonna give you the exact plan that you need to follow with no guesswork. I use the formula that I created called the 5 golden rules, and things move quickly. So all you need to do is copy and paste this information and fast forward your transformation. My name is Dr. Michael Diamonds. I'm a scientist, a medical doctor, and pro natural bodybuilder. The 5 rules I've created, I've used on all of my clients. Sachin in his 20s, Tori in his 30s, Harry in his 40s, and he never even left his house to achieve this transformation. Donnie in his 50s, Dom, James, Dr. Gregory, and
I'm just going to interject real quick again. You should probably leave your house. It's just healthy in general to leave your house, get some fresh air, see the sun every once in a while. I'll continue.
Dr. Doug.
Said you wanted to say something, sir?
No, it's just it's amazing so far.
Yeah.
In their 70s and Dwayne in his 80s. So watch till the end and you have all the tools you need to get to 12% and stay there for the rest of your life. Let's not waste time. Golden rule number 1 is the number 1 exercise to lose belly fat fast, hands down. Research has shown that when you walk, it taps into fat stores. It is the easiest and the simplest exercise to melt the body fat off. And I tell my clients that when you get to 12%, you need an insurance policy for that fat to stay off. So when you're walking, Your body is using fat as a source of energy. And when you increase your speed to jogging and running, your body needs a quicker source of energy and it starts transitioning to glycogen. How can we take advantage of this information? At the bare minimum, I'm
going to pause real quick just because that was a lot that he said there. So what do you think? Based off the science, off of just what you know in general, is just walking more going to be the key?
It's a factor. It's just more of like a, like it's not the number one thing and the only thing, which is what I'm hoping he's going to get to in his video. Like, yeah, walking is great. It's good to help you like lose and burn fat, but jogging, I would argue, is a little bit better. Running, higher level cardio cycles that would, essentially help you burn more fat.
I will say in his defense that if you just start like tracking your steps and try to get to like 10,000 steps a day, you're going to burn a lot of calories just doing that. But I've said this, or we've both said this, I've said this a bunch of time in a lot of shorts too. Like you cannot train a bad diet. If you're not eating healthy, doesn't matter how much you walk, you're going to still gain weight or you're not going to lose weight. So I think it's not a bad thing to do by any means. I think everyone should probably walk more than they do. But let's see what else he has to say, like you said.
I start with a client, we'll start off at 8,000 steps. Maybe they're already at an average of 8,000 and will work their way up. Keep watching. I'm going to show you a way to gamify your steps that allow all my clients to hit 15,000 so easily. But slowly increase your step count according to where you are at the moment. So if you're already averaging 8,000, start at 10,000 with the objective to getting to 15,000. With all of my clients at any age, when they hit that 15,000 step mark, the fat melts off. There's no science really showing what this 15,000 step mark has to do with anything. But in my experience with coaching thousands of clients, when I hit that number, the weight starts coming off. They lose 1% of their body fat a week. And I am sure you'll see the same. And in simple
hold the phone here. 1% of your body. What's that?
Get the pen. Write that down. The number is 15,000. I don't like that.
15,000 steps is a lot.
But he even just said in the video, it's just like, I have no like actual data to back this up, but all of my clients, when they hit 15,000 steps, the fat melts off. It's like, well, there's no data to back it.
But also, he said you're going to lose 1% of your body fat a week. That's a huge range.
Based on genetics, highly based on. I mean, listen, props to him. He's got something that's working. I don't want to hate on him completely. He's done a lot of really amazing things and helped people lose a lot of weight. But we gotta sell something different here.
Yeah, and you could tell like he's just trying to reel people in. Every 5 seconds, he's like, "Just wait, you'll find out some more information." Like honestly, it's not that complex. You take more steps, you burn more calories. That's it.
Yeah, hell of a businessman. He's the Billy Mays of fat loss right now. But wait, there's more.
Yeah.
4 more steps. What else does he have for us?
When I think about it, 1% of your body fat every week isn't too crazy. It's probably a little bit more than you want, depending on what your weight is. If your starting weight is 300 and you lose 3 pounds a week, that's still a lot, honestly, every week. Like you should really only aim for 1 to 2 pounds. Like you don't have to lose 10 pounds every week. And honestly, it's probably not healthy to lose 10 pounds every week. Your bodies aren't meant to lose weight that quickly. It's a lot more sustainable to lose 1 to 2 pounds. Like if you lose 10 pounds in, let's say, a month and a half, you're a lot more likely to maintain that weight loss than if you lose 10 pounds in a week or 2 weeks. It's just our body is set at one point, and if you go slowly, it adapts to it easier. So, I'm not a big fan of this so far, honestly.
Reasons, the simple way that I can say why that happens is because when you're at 15,000, you're just burning so many calories through movement. This is healthy for your body. But that 15,000 step mark will compensate. It's been a long time since an app has really changed my life, and this is not sponsored. This is just something that has helped me hit 15,000 consistently. And it's an app called Pedometer++. And I want to show you the evidence here. If I go to settings, I hit my daily step goal of 15,500. I use that number specifically because if you can give yourself a number right above what your goal is, usually you'll always beat what your bare minimum is. It's a psychological trick. As you guys can see on my screen, I hit over 60 days of consistency in having that number over 15,000. And what I particularly love about this app is that it keeps me motivated. It has a little widget on the screen that I'm showing you guys right now that constantly keeps a reminder of telling me how many steps I've hit. And because I'm recording a video today, it's rather low. Another amazing thing is that it has a nice little bar graph that as I go through my day, it lets me know how many steps that I've hit. So gamifying your step count and trying to hit a 15,000 number every day will help you melt the fat off. But not only that, it is so easy.
A few things to say. First of all, yeah, any app, if you want to track your steps, is fine. MyFitnessPal, I use Samsung Health. There's a lot more than that.
Yeah, even
I'm
Apple
not
has
thinking
their
of.
own.
Yeah, Apple has their own thing.
My run.
Most of them actually have widgets with them too, that you can actually see how many steps you've taken.
Yep.
He's just talking a lot about the same things. Like, we're not saying that walking isn't good for you. It's good for you. It'll burn calories. It's just there's a lot more to it.
Yeah, I don't want to sound bad and hating on it's just selling something obvious. Which, I mean, don't get me wrong, there are some people out there who just need to be told that they need to get up and get moving more. And this is a good way to market it. I don't like the numeric goal of 15,000 steps. Saying like, oh, if you hit that number, you're definitely going to melt the fat off without a doubt. I don't want to tell anybody that. I don't even want to tell patients definitives. Like, hey, listen,
Yeah.
track how many steps you're doing now. Cool, you're doing, like you said in the beginning, you're doing 8,000 steps. Awesome. Let's get you up to 10,000 steps. Let's see how we feel there.
You
Get us
never
moving a
know.
little bit more and see what happens.
Yeah, you never know 100% that something's going to be the best for you. There could be different people respond in different ways. So, are you okay with skipping to the next rule?
Yeah, because it's been about 5 minutes of us talking about walking 15,000 steps.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go back then.
Hack that you can do so you can melt the belly fat off and get to 12% like all of my clients. And that golden rule number 2 is called Proteus, also known as protein. Greek Proteus is also translated to the first order. In my personal opinion, protein is by far the most important macronutrient, and I'll tell you why.
Hold on, I'm going to pause again. I think one thing that this guy does very well is he makes not complicated things seem a lot more complicated than they need to be. Like, if we want to be very toned, we need to have a lot of protein. And if you eat more protein, you're probably going to be satiated faster and you're not going to eat as many carbs. So that does help lose weight sometimes. Carbs aren't bad. It's just you fill up on protein very fast because it takes your body a long time to digest it.
Yes.
And then once that
it's
happens,
more complex.
Yeah. And then a lot of times people end up eating less calories and losing weight. It's like Joe Rogan likes the carnivore diet because he tends to lose weight off of it pretty easily. And all you're eating is meat. You fill up pretty fast and you don't even want to eat anymore when you get to a certain amount of calories.
Yeah.
That's it.
It has multiple functions in the body. And if you can hit your protein intake, and I'm going to show you cool ways to hit that with it being super easy, the weight will come off even without your desire. I've actually had my clients lose fat too quickly just because of their protein intake. So let me explain. In short, these are the benefits of protein. When protein is broken down into amino acids, those amino acids are the bricks to be able to build muscle. Right? And think about it. If you're eating enough protein, you're giving your body enough bricks to build this new wall of muscle. The second thing that protein is amazing at, compared to carbs and fats, they will make you feel full. No one has ever gotten fat of eating too much chicken breast or too much steak. It's because protein is very filling. So when you're hitting that 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight or even more, it automatically sets you in a caloric deficit. This way, you don't really need to track to get to that 12%.
Wait, where's the protein on these things? This is unbelievable.
They're inside it. They're inside it.
He's a liar. He's a vegetarian, I can tell.
You just need to make sure you're hitting your protein goal. Another thing I want you guys to do now, if you're unsure if you're eating enough protein or not, I want to help you. So give me your age, your weight, and your height, and I will tell you how much protein you should be eating. The third reason why protein is amazing, besides helping you be in a caloric deficit because it's going to make you feel full, because of a hormone called peptide YY, another reason is that it has the highest thermic effect of food. It's a sexy way of saying your body uses the most energy to break down protein. Consequently, meaning that it actually boosts your metabolism because protein takes so much energy to break down. So the more protein you eat, the more fat you're gonna burn because your body's taking so much energy to break that protein down. Now, let me show you a very easy way to make sure that you're gonna hit your protein intake. Considering you're a healthy individual, you have no.
All right, let's pause there. Sir, thoughts so far?
I mean, he's making the right points. Like, yeah, so far we've gotten to step 1, move more. Step 2, eat right. He's a hell of a businessman because he's just selling the product we all know and love so far. Eating more protein, yeah, well, it'll help you stay fuller and keep you away from carbs and sweets and things that kind of put more fat on you. He's not wrong. It is going to take your body a lot more energy to break that protein down. How much more is that going to take from your like resting metabolic rate of like how many calories you're burning while you're sitting? I don't know for certain, but I don't imagine it being a significant number.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one thing I was thinking too. I actually agree with most of the stuff he said here, that it's satiating. I mean, we even talked about it before he said it. Actually, for my population, a big thing we tell people is just to eat more protein. My population is geriatric, so older adults, for those who don't know. A lot of times people eat a lot of carbs, like candy, fruit. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with fruit, bread, pasta, all of those things. And it's not that filling, and you can eat a lot of it. Chips, just off the top of my head, potatoes, like French fries. And if you start eating more protein, you're going to be full a lot faster, and you don't eat as many calories off of these carbs that are sort of empty calories. Your body doesn't get a lot of it. I also think that bodies like just need more nutrients in general. So if you have foods that don't have a lot of nutrients, you're going to be hungry a lot more often than if you have foods that don't have a lot of nutrients.
Yes.
Yeah. So like if you have a salad with like some steak on it, you're going to probably be more full than if you have French fries with fried chicken.
Yeah, and there's also a lot of those carbs induce like craving like responses. The carbs, and it can also be like an addiction based thing where it's like we know that sugar, you can be addicted to sugar essentially. So your body starts to crave a little bit more and more and more. And you don't need to eat as much to be. How do I want to word it? You don't want to be. You don't have to eat as much to be full off of the healthy stuff compared to the unhealthy stuff.
I guess my analogy of fries and fried chicken versus like a salad with steak is like if they were the same amount of calories, most likely people are going to feel more full from the salad than they are going to be from the chicken and fries. Like obviously, if you eat 3,000 calories of fried chicken and fries, you're going to probably be full, but you're also going to gain a pound maybe.
Exactly. Versus 3,000 calories of salad is like it's a lot of salad.
Yeah. Do you think we need to keep going? Should we go to the next one?
No, we understand Proteos.
We understand Proteos. All right. The golden rule 3. I'm excited.
50 grams of protein. And then 10 ounces of white fish gives you 50 grams of protein. So all you need to do is use those numbers to be able to hit your protein target. Now you have a meal plan without really having to break your head. Let's move into golden rule number 3, which I call the elixir of life. This is going to help you look amazing, but not only that, for you to be healthy in your 50s, your 60s, and your 70s. This is extremely important for women. So golden rule number 3 is to train to build muscle. And I promised you that I was going to give you a workout routine. So on the screen right now, if you can only train 3 times per week, there you go. That's a 3-day training plan. You can only train 4 times per week, there you go. That's a 4-day training plan. 5 days, you now have no excuses. But I'm gonna give you some more nuggets about training because not enough people are talking about it. And before I even continue, guys, I just saw on the statistics that
Sorry. Oh, well, I didn't even realize he was about to ask us to subscribe. But so the purpose is he's trying to tell people to exercise or do strength training. I think I just got distracted for a second.
Strength training. He's talking about doing the strength training, which, yeah, it makes sense because you want to replace fat with muscle. So muscle is going to weigh more. So you might not see it changing, in the weight number, but you'll see the body fat percentage change, which is what he's kind of getting at with this video.
Yeah, I think
I don't hate it. I like it.
So far, a lot of it just feels very like gimmicky. Like he's just trying to get people to subscribe to his product. But he's not saying bad information either. Right?
No.
Should people walk more? Probably, especially if you have a sedentary job.
Yeah.
Should we eat more protein? Probably. I mean, some people worry about the price, but you can find alternatives are a little bit cheaper as well. And should you strength train? Yeah, you should strength train too. Keep your bones strong, keep your muscles strong. If you just exercise, you'll find that you actually can do more than a lot of people that they don't do what they need to.
Yeah.
Like I made a short a few days ago about how we don't do a lot of mobility things anymore, so they're tough. And it's the same thing with this. If you don't keep yourself active and do all these things, it's going to be harder to really lose weight or maintain weight at the same time.
Exactly. It's it's a give and take thing, which is like the other video that we posted the other day, the mobility training. That guy is so mobile, much more mobile than me, and it's just because he's doing it and using it. So yeah, I mean, so far Dr. Mike isn't selling a bad product. He's just, in my opinion, regurgitating the product that we've known for a very long time with just some more information. Not saying bad things. It's just they are 5 easy steps essentially so far.
Yep.
Might not have necessarily agreed with some of the way that he put the pure walking thing. But I see what he's trying to do. He's trying to sell a business. He's just trying to basically get people to buy into movement.
What do you think? Keep playing from here. Try to see if we can find the next one.
Yeah, maybe let's find the next step. He's just talking about training, weight training with this one, and the importance of that. We know that.
I'm trying to find the next part. I am not sure. I'm going to click right here.
so much more. Your body just is in a more inflamed state.
Oops.
So intermittent fasting
Sorry, people. Here's the
allows your body to switch to a more recovery
he's talking about
state.
intermittent
Tires
fasting.
are going to wear from you holding the steering wheel. That's going to wear and tear. Your seats are going to start developing.
Hold on a second. We missed stuff for sure. I'm just going to click from here. Is that okay?
A quality concentric part of the movement and a quality eccentric part of the movement. So when you're training, I want you to train with good form, but I want you to train where you're going to allow your bicep or your chest or your glutes or your legs to have the heaviest amount of contraction, quality contraction, and the best relaxation, a nice slow pace relaxation. And I want you to think that when you're training, you're squeezing your fat cells broken, whatever mindset shift you need. But when you train with quality, you're gonna notice that you're gonna build muscle so much quicker. So don't just power through the workouts that I've given you, but train with good form, get good range of motion, and think about squeezing the muscle and relaxing the muscle. And those workouts I've given you are great for beginners and intermediates. You will be fine with those programs. Why muscle is great is that even if you increase your body fat percentage, you will still look good. Your abs will still be popping, your chest still popping. You'll look amazing in clothing, and sometimes in the winter, it is normal to gain a little bit of fat. It is the most powerful medicine in the world, which takes me into golden rule number 4. Intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is going to be another way that we create a...
Should we talk about what he was just talking about? Just with resistance training in general, or I think just training? Or should we just...
Yeah, I think that part's pretty straightforward if you think about it. He's just talking about, like, you have to do, you have to be consistent with the training program. If you're not consistent with the training program, then it's not going to stick. You're not going to see results with it. If you get stagnant in the training program and you don't change it over time, you're going to not see results and ultimately not see change. So I think that's basically what he's saying for those ones.
Yeah, our body adapts to the demands that we put on it. So if we don't challenge it, we're not going to get stronger.
Yeah. For the intermittent fasting part that he's about to go into, I got a feeling I'm not gonna 100% like this one. I've never been a fan of, like, workout fads. That being said, intermittent fasting can be a tool, but I just don't. I see that something like this puts your body through an immense amount of stress and can kind of have a lot of more detrimental effects on it as well at times. So you have to be careful with this one.
Yeah, I've definitely seen people that have done intermittent fasting and it's helped a lot, but it's also, like you said, it's something that's usually not as sustainable. Like someone doesn't want to do that their entire life. So they might lose weight and then gain it back once they stop doing their intermittent fasting.
Exactly. I would almost rather argue saying, like, have protein in the morning. I'm curious to see what he's going to say, what time's too fast, but I would say, yeah, protein in the morning is going to be a big one. Because it's going to help keep you full. Then you can go and train, and your body's going to start to use the protein for the muscle that you started to, break down and utilize. So, but let's see what he says about it.
But also, one other thing I forgot to mention too is sometimes when people intermittent fast, they just use that window to eat exactly what they were eating before. So it doesn't matter that you have a different window; you just eat more during that window. So not everyone does that, but that definitely happens as well.
Exactly.
I could definitely down 10,000 calories in 8 hours. I'm just going to throw it out there. I'm not going to.
I think I'm going to do it tonight after this video. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna. I'm getting hungry. He's talking about protein and fasting. I don't want to fast. I want to eat dinner.
Also, sorry, Dr. Mike, for pausing you in such a flattering picture.
Caloric deficit, but besides the fat loss capabilities, I'm gonna tell you why intermittent fasting is so important, and I'm gonna show you the tactic. Our bodies were not designed to have food put down it the entire time. Just think about it. Imagine you have a car and you're driving your car all the time. The tires are gonna wear. From you holding the steering wheel, that's gonna wear and tear. Your seats are gonna start developing holes in it. Your engine is gonna run out of oil. It's gonna become rusty. And the same applies with your body, with eating especially. Your body wasn't designed to have food go down all the time. And this is where inflammation happens. Your gut becomes inflamed because
I didn't see any protein in that meal aside from, some from pepperoni and cheese. So obviously, if you do this diet, you can't ever eat pizza.
No, you can't. I don't know if I like the car analogy.
I don't think I do either, now that you mention it.
He's basically saying if you're using it, like, constantly and consistently, which is a very select group of people. Yes, I like to snack here and there, but that's why it's like you have your main meals 3 times a day, and you space them out. You need a snack in the middle, in between, you break it up a little bit. I don't like he's about to push it, it sounds like, into a fad diet. Now, here's the flip side of it. If he's going to say, like, intermittent fasting, you need to wait until X time to start eating. I'm, again, curious what he's going to say start and stop times for this. You can also run into having an empty stomach that's going to then push acid directly up for acid reflux. And now we're going to have issues with that acid burning your esophagus and causing more issues and scarring. And so that's also, like, dangerous. There's the flip side is just as dangerous as this side.
What he's saying is, it makes me think of the idea of, like, we should all be like when we were Neanderthals and didn't have any food and had to run all the time and do all these exercises and then eat at only certain times because that's when we'd be able to get food. And in some ways, I think that, like, frame of mind is interesting and that, like, our bodies are meant to move and do things. It just seems like there's a reason we don't do that anymore. It's because it's just not healthy. It's not healthy to starve ourselves. I have actually seen some evidence that a day of fasting intermittently is actually good for our bodies. But doing it every day for weeks and weeks and weeks, Dr. Tom, like you said, just puts a lot more stress on our bodies than we really need to put on them.
It can actually cause more inflammation in your body because you don't have the necessary nutrients in order to, start to heal yourself and whatnot. I don't know. I'm not a fan of it so far. Maybe he'll turn me around in a moment, but I don't like it so far.
Let's see what he says.
Digesting. Your pancreas, which develops insulin to help put the glucose in the right body parts, it becomes tired because you're giving it food all the time through the drinks that you're drinking and so much more. Your body just is in a more inflamed state. So intermittent fasting allows your body to switch to a more recovery state. So these are the formats that I highly recommend. Number one, if you're a person who's been trying to lose weight, you keep on failing, you have high sugar cravings, no matter what you try, you cannot lose the weight. An amazing reset that I always recommend to clients is doing a 24-hour fast. And mentally,
I'm going to pause that right there because depending on the clientele, he said any age, there's a lot of patients that I probably wouldn't tell not to eat. Like if you have diabetes, maybe you don't want to do a 24-hour fast.
Yeah.
And he's a medical doctor. Like you got to know that there's some conditions that you need to have things. Like you need to have something in your system. If you do a fast, it's not going to help. It's going to maybe make you dizzy or lightheaded or maybe cause some other issues that we're not even talking about. So I don't like the garbage term for everybody. You should do a 24-hour fast. There are definitely people that it's not bad for. Like we said, or like I said, I've seen some studies that say a 1-day fast can be beneficial, but I wouldn't say it's good for everybody.
No, can it be beneficial? Of course it can. I mean, going for a 5-mile run can be beneficial, but you know what? Not everyone can do it. For one, currently, I definitely can't. But needless to say, it's just because it can be beneficial doesn't mean it is for everybody. You know, it all depends on person to person, which is what I don't like that he's not saying right now.
Yeah, he's saying everything is perfect for everyone, but it's different. I mean, at least he did say you could do a 3-day training week, 4-day, 5-day, which I definitely agree with.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like that part. I don't like this part because we even learned this in grad school, Aaron, and you probably remember the professor who told us it's like the fad diets don't work. The research shows they don't work. They work for the moment.
Yeah.
They work for the moment, but you need a lifestyle change, which means more just consistent diet. So doing something like this can be kind of can be very difficult, and maintaining it in the long term is very hard as well. So it's better to find foods that you like that are healthy, that you can maintain a overall healthy diet with the appropriate calorie intake, and you can achieve these same goals.
Yeah. So I guess like in short, from what you're saying, is a fad diet can work, but it's usually not sustainable.
Exactly.
All right, let's keep going here.
That's very challenging to do, but what I see with my clients is that once they overcome a 24-hour fast, really eating less calories becomes so much easier because you're going back to eating food and you just realize that, okay, there's a big difference. So to do a 24-hour fast, the easiest way is just have your last meal at 8 p.m. and have that last meal count as the first minute of your fast. Then 8 hours of your 24 hours will be sleeping, and that way it's not as difficult. And all you need to do is basically skip breakfast and skip lunch and then have dinner at 8 p.m. the next day. And you will see that your sugar cravings, you will...
You know what that would make me do? Have the biggest dinner. Yeah. Have we heard of binge eating, people?
I'm gonna eat a 5,000 calorie dinner is what I'm gonna do after something like that.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
No. I see what hey, if you're gonna try a 24-hour fast, not a bad way to do it at all. But I'm gonna tell you right now, the majority of the population is grabbing some unhealthy food for dinner. If you have the mind over matter power to get there, awesome. I just don't. I don't know. I think the juice isn't worth the squeeze on this one.
Yeah, not a big fan of that. I'm going to find this. I'm going to attempt to find the last thing here. And he does go on, we can see here. Where is that? I just saw it. He says 16-8 fast. So 16 hours not eating, 8 hours of eating. Oh, here it is. Oh, no, 18-6 I see. So 18-hour fast, 6 hours eating. I guess we could go. Do you want to listen to what he has to say with that part, or?
No, because I'm just gonna have the same opinion I got right now. Not a fan of it. It's a fad diet. Fad diets are not sustainable. Research shows, and he's a doctor, you should see it. Research shows fad diets, they work for the moment, not sustainable.
All right. It looks like we just found the golden rule. Sorry for all the people watching if you just got a migraine from me skipping through here, but let's see what he has to say.
Surgeon on the team. Let's move on. The final one, and the most important one. I put this here because it's not sexy, but it will probably be the most important. This should really be a
Depends
number
who you're
one.
with.
It is sleep. If you're sleeping less than 7 hours, you're playing the game on hard mode. You are walking every day with weight ankles. You're walking every day with a weighted vest. And without
Wouldn't that
getting
help
into
you
the
lose weight, Dr. Mike?
Wait. Oh, okay. He was talking about earlier walking, I guess, with weighted ankles and weighted vest, which he didn't mention anything about just the stress on your knees and ankle. Well, I guess that's what he's doing now. That's why you have to recover. But I'm not a big
Yeah.
fan of weighted stuff most of the time, unless you're training for something that requires that.
Yeah, I feel like body weight is better. You're gonna want to focus more on just overall endurance and body weight for that instead. But he's talking about sleep.
Yeah, but
Sleep.
I go. Yeah, okay. Let's go.
nitty gritty of the science, when you're asleep, it's when all the right amount of hormones are produced. It's when your body is fixing all the damage you've done to it. And it's actually where most of the fat loss is happening. When I was sleeping less than 6 hours, I would do an hour of cardio and only lose.
Are you aware of any science that sleeping is when you lose most weight? Because that sounds like a load of baloney to me.
No. So he's not saying that. He's more so saying that like better quality sleep has led to him losing more weight. Better length and quality of sleep has allowed him to lose more weight, which I have seen research on that. Like, obviously, like you have more energy, you have more muscle usage, and overall metabolic activity when your body is well rested versus if your body is not well rested. I guess is the only other term I can use. Brain farting on a Monday night, but yeah. So he's not. I agree with him on that part. Yeah, if you don't have the energy, then exercise is going to be more difficult, and that hour of cardio, he's not going to be using as much muscle. The metabolic rate's going to be lower. He's going to lose less weight.
Yeah, I think sleep, without a doubt, will just help you overall. I actually don't know if I think that you need to have a great sleep to lose weight, but it'll help a lot. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
All right, let's see what
half the amount of weight. I would train more and only gain half the amount of muscle. So just getting 1 hour of extra sleep doubles my weight loss, doubles my amount of muscle that I can gain. It doubles my mental clarity.
See, that's where he loses me. Like 1 hour of extra sleep. Okay, let's say I sleep 8 hours already, so I should sleep 9. Or what if I sleep 10 hours? I should sleep 11.
Just sleep forever. You're gonna be jacked. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
No, that's not the point he's trying to make.
But
He's
yeah.
just saying that you should shoot for a certain number of hours of sleep, and he's saying it sounds like 8 hours should be the best number
Did
for
he
us
say
to
8
achieve.
hours?
Which he did say.
Oh.
He had better performance off of 7 to 8 hours of sleep versus he did off of 5 to 6.
My bad, Dr. Mike. Yeah.
So I could be gassing him up. I could be wrong. I might have put that in my head that I did hear him say that, but I'm pretty sure he's saying that 8 hours of sleep is much better.
Let me see. Let's see. Just for my own sanity.
All the right amount of hormones are produced. It's when your body is fixing all the damage you've done to it. And it's actually where most of the fat loss is happening. When I was sleeping less than 6 hours, I would do an hour of cardio.
Okay, well, you're right. He did say less than 6 hours. So he wants you to get, I guess, 7 or 8. But he did say an hour, like, is what we need to lose weight. But he also said we burn most of the fat while we're asleep, which I don't think I agree with. Like, when it comes down to it, we burn calories throughout the day. We probably burn more calories when we're active than when we're sleeping.
Yes.
Because we're just moving. Our body has to. You're not just going to burn
you're
fat.
going to start using it right away. It's not going to just go and, I don't. He's using some funky terminology and verbiage on this. I think to sell, like I said earlier, he's an amazing businessman. He's not telling He's not telling us anything new. He's just rebranding things that already exist and saying these are his 5 steps to do it.
Yeah. So like my question for people here is, let's say I just slept for an entire day long. Like, will I lose weight? Probably. Like, I will lose weight because I haven't eaten anything, but like that doesn't necessarily mean that's a good way to lose weight.
No.
I don't know. I just don't like that. Like the thought that you have to. I don't know.
He's basically using more verbiage and words to say that the better sleep that you have, and if you get to that 7 and 8 hours of sleep, you're going to have more energy for the day, be able to exercise more, be more active, get your steps in, and lose more weight.
I think the thing that bothers me is it's making it seem like you always need more weight when you need the right amount of weight.
Yeah.
Like he didn't say anything about like people who sleep 10 or 11 hours that maybe should sleep less.
Yeah, he's basically just saying that nobody's sleeping enough when I can guarantee you right now, I slept for like 10 hours on Saturday. It was great.
Yeah, like my wife will sometimes sleep like 11 hours and never mind.
You know
but,
what?
That's a lot.
There's actually, I'll also say, there's actually studies that come out and show that women do need more sleep than men.
Yeah,
there are studies on that now too, but he's not getting into the specifics of it. Of course, this is just his product that he's pushing. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's sort of
and
wrap
only
this up.
lose half the amount of weight. I would train more and only gain half the amount of muscle. So just getting 1 hour of extra sleep doubles my weight loss, doubles my amount of muscle that I can gain. It doubles my mental clarity, the version of Dr. Mike that I can be. But the usual culprits of why you're not sleeping enough is this. Number one, you don't respect yourself and you don't respect your sleep enough. I encourage you to just take a moment and say, excuse my French, everything, and I'm gonna prioritize myself and make sure you're sleeping 7 hours. Make that at the top of your list. If you've tried everything, get to 7 hours. Say, hey, that's my goal. Forget the diet, forget walking. Obviously, those are easy things to do, but really focus on your sleep as your priority. And you'll notice you'll eat less. You'll notice you'll eat healthier. You'll notice that you'll build muscle quicker. Think of yourself as a professional sleeper and make that a priority. But the other thing that I see that stops people from sleeping that is they're drinking caffeine in the afternoon. I have a hard cutoff of 12 o'clock and caffeine keeps you awake and it actually stays in your bloodstream for hours on end after. So if you're drinking coffee at 1 p.m.
I think we could wrap it up there.
Yeah, he's not wrong. Yeah, caffeine stays active in your system for hours after you actually ingest it. So he's not wrong. Again, he's not making any new claims. He's just rebranding and selling a product that we all know already too. So nothing bad. I don't hate everything that he posts in the video.
I don't know why it bothers me, but he still, to me, is making it seem like you have to sleep more regardless of who you are. I mean, he did say that you have to sleep 7 hours is ideal, and I do agree with that. But it's just like, if you just say everyone needs to sleep more, there's people who sleep too much that are just in bed all day long. And especially as we get older. Yeah. Like, especially as we get older, a lot of people, like, if you give them an opportunity to sleep more, they're going to sleep more. And that's not going to help. It's going to make you weaker because you're not moving around and doing things. Maybe a little bit more drowsy, a little bit more inattentive to things. So, like, sleep is always good, but the right amount of sleep is probably the most important part.
Yes.
And as far as caffeine, what did he say about caffeine?
He has a hard cutoff at 12 because it stays active in your system for a very long time, which is also true. It will stay active in your system for hours after you drink it. So I do agree with him because if you end up having caffeine too late, then you're going to end up staying awake and you're not going to get good sleep. So yeah, he's not wrong on that one.
Yeah, caffeine's bad for us.
Yeah, and it's addictive too.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of studies that say caffeine, like having a cup of coffee every day is okay, or like having a moderate amount of coffee, which I think is around 1 or 2 cups is okay. But like you said, caffeine is addicting. It's something that you feel like you need after years and years of having it. And people go through withdrawal if they stop having it. So to me, that's not a recipe for success.
No.
But I mean, if with anything, if you have it in moderation, it's okay. Definitely have to be careful about having it at night, like you were saying, or he was saying. And I think, like you said, there's a lot of like he's not really saying false information. It's just sometimes the way that he's putting it is not, to me, the best.
Yeah, he's just adding some fancy verbiage on it to sell a product, which props to him. I know he also has I think he has a degree in business as well, but so he's marketing this the right way. I just don't like some of the verbiage that he's putting on it, which can be kind of just tricky to clients and people watching the video as well.
I think the one thing that we probably somewhat disagree on is how beneficial intermittent fasting is.
Oh, us and him?
Yeah. I mean, I think it is a method to lose weight and that it has worked for a lot of people, but it's usually not something you do for the rest of your life. And that makes it, like you said, easy to gain weight back if you use it.
Exactly. That's a tool, not a lifestyle. There's a difference between that.
Yeah.
Lifestyle changes can be more sustainable. A tool is intermittent fasting. If you want to use that to, like you said, you can reset the body with it. There is a study out that shows that 24-hour fast can be beneficial for you, but I don't think that's going to be the thing that kickstarts weight loss necessarily for you. That's sustainable.
Yeah, like of the 5 things, walking's definitely good for people. Everyone should probably walk. But there's different exercises you can use to help burn calories and get you more active and something that you enjoy. Strength training is always good for weight loss too. As you tear muscle by doing workouts, you're going to build it back up, and that causes your body to sometimes burn more calories as well. Like we said about intermittent fasting. Sleep will help. It's definitely not going to hurt, but it has to be the right amount of sleep. Too much is not always a good thing. What was the last one? I think I missed one.
Sleep?
No,
you said that.
I think I missed the second one.
Walking. Or no, the first one, walking.
Walking. Then I said strength training. There was one in the middle that I forgot.
Proteos.
Oh, yeah, your protein. Having more protein will definitely make you more satiated. But hey,
yes,
if you eat 10 pounds of fatty steak, you can definitely gain some weight off that too.
That sounds pretty good right now too.
But
at the end of the day, I can wrap this up into a nice program for you. It's just called move more, be active, exercise, eat right, get your sleep.
Coming from our resident fatty. I think that's it for the night, everybody. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.